The Denver Nuggets took down the Golden State Warriors 119-103, and it just got me thinking simply, is anyone going to beat Denver this year? And I could say it's an overreaction. I know that a lot of people will say that. But from what we saw last year, and then when you watch the Denver Nuggets right now against a team like the Warriors that are playing better basketball than they have all season long, and you see the way that Denver can dominate a game, it really makes you think, who's going to be better than Denver? Who in the West is going to beat them? One of the young teams? I don't think so. Minnesota is up and coming. They're not better than the Denver Nuggets. OKC, up and coming, not better than the Nuggets. Same goes for the Kings, the Pelicans, and any other young team. And then you look at the veteran teams. As much as I love LeBron James and I love Steph Curry and I love Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, I'm literally in Phoenix right now, and they're a team that I'd love to see win. I think that the Nuggets are better than any of those veteran-led teams as well. And I just don't really see too much of an opportunity for many other teams to win the West. Last night, the Denver Nuggets just went to Golden State and made Curry look like life was hard for him to shoot. 1 for 10 from 3. He had 20 points. 7 of them came from free throws. So 13 points from the field. And just 4 assists, a minus 22 on the court. They made his life hell. You had offensively and defensively a team that just made it look like that they're meant to win multiple championships. A potential dynasty is brewing. You had Aaron Gordon looking great offensively and defensively, 17 points, 6 rebounds. You had Michael Porter Jr. not had a great game, but you know what he's going to be able to do and knock down shots and make big plays when it's necessary in big moments. And then Jokic, of course, 32, 16, and 16. Jamal Murray always is a bucket, probably one of the most underrated players in the NBA. I can't believe he hasn't even made an all-star game yet. Caldwell Pope will knock down shots. You know, Christian Brown, Reggie Jackson, all these guys, the people they have off the bench can make impact plays all the time. And you saw it last night. Now, a lot of the points, most of them came from the starting lineup, but you know these guys like Christian Brown, Reggie Jackson, they tend to make a lot of plays. They did last playoff, and it's going to happen again this playoffs. I feel like it's so clear. And let's just look at this. I feel like it's been quiet about how good the Nuggets have continued to be. They're only a game and a half out of first place in the Western Conference behind Minnesota and Oklahoma City. But yet it seems like that's the teams we're talking about more. We're talking about the Clippers and how hot they've been. We're talking about Dallas. They won 7 in a row before losing to the Pacers. You talk about, of course, Minnesota and Oklahoma City and all these teams, when in reality, the Nuggets are just right there doing what they do. Playing good defense, scoring enough points, playing team basketball, Jokic dominating, and they continue to be right there. You have a lot of things that just prove that this team is going to work again. And I just don't, like I said, I don't see who's going to beat them, but they have the number 1 rated defense in clutch time. Communication, not making mistakes late in games, and it just works. Remember, the number 1 rated defense in clutch time. That's when you want defense the most. And then you also have a guy like Jokic on the other side who's going to put up a bucket and score one way or another if you need it in clutch time. But that's humongous for them. And since the break, they're 3-0 already. 36 assists per game. It's team basketball. It's communication. It's very, and I hate using this comparison because it's just like too obvious, but it's very San Antonio Spurs-esque. That dynasty that was built with Tim Duncan. Jokic is Tim Duncan. And you have your Jamal Murray and Michael Porter and Aaron Gordon, which is like your Boris Diaw and your Ginobili and Parker. It sounds so cliche, but this is what they are. The number 1 rated defense in clutch time. A big man that can dominate whenever he wants. A lot of role players that can be good on offense and on defense. You can knock down big shots. You can be clutch. You can communicate, and you can share the ball. And you have a good coach. I mean, it's hard to look at anything that is outside of a compliment to this team. They literally beat contenders on the road. They're intimidating to play against. Their home court advantage is a real thing. Like, it's the only place in NBA that really I feel like home court matters because of the elevation. Players have talked about it. Obviously, I'm not the person to tell you what it feels like because I didn't play in the NBA. But players have literally said, it's harder to breathe. You're not used to it. The elevation is real. That's why it's the Mile High City. It doesn't affect the home team, obviously. There's a real home court advantage. And when they want to win, they win. And you just have a guy like Jokic having another, 30, 16, and 16. This is his third ever. 30, 15 plus with assists and rebounds. More than Will Chamberlain now. Wilt had 2. He has 3 now. I think Oscar Robinson had 11, but I'm sure Jokic might get close to that or beat that. He's just been on fire and doesn't even look hard for him. And I know it is. I know he works hard. I know he gets scratches all over, but he makes it look not that hard the way he plays on the court. Now you're talking about a guy who's averaging 26.1, 12.3 rebounds, and 9.3 assists. He's almost averaging a triple-double. And let's go to the team rank stuff. Okay, this is the type of stuff I like. They are 6th in field goal percentage. And this is what's interesting because they are in the bottom of 3-point percentage. They're 15th in 3-point percentage. Which, this league, everyone thinks it's all about 3-pointers. It's not. They're 15th. They're 6th in field goal percentage, which is important. They're obviously 10th in rebounding, which is very important. 4th in assist. 6th in turnover rate. 8th in personal fouls. These are actually important ones because they're not fouling people unnecessarily. Turnovers, extremely low. 6th. They're 6th in turnovers. Assist, top 5. Rebounds, 10th. In field goal percentage, 6th. So totally on offense, team rank is 15th points per game. That's fine. Win. We'll go to the defense. 6th in opponent rank, points per game. So they are the 6th best in points per game for their opponents. And so that evens out to be in top 10 with the points scored. All that matters is if you hold your team to less points than you score. And they do. And you have, they hold the defense is really where a lot of it shows up well here. And this is an opponent rank. An opponent rank, they hold opponents to 8th in field goal percentage, bottom 8th. When I say these numbers on opponent, we're talking about what they're holding them to. They're holding them to 7th, bottom 7 in assist, bottom 9 in blocks, bottom 7 in rebounds. Like I said, the bottom 6 in points scored. So their net rating all over is really good. If we look at their net rating on field goal percentage, it's 6th when you compare offense and defense. When you look at rebounding, it's 7th. Assists, 2nd. Blocks, 8th. Points, 8th. So we're talking about a team that in net rating is in top 10 in a lot of important categories. Now, they do have some places where they're a little on the lower end. Free throw percentage, which you can live with. 3-point percentage, 14th net rating. 21st in steals and turnovers, 22nd, because opponents are 27th in turnovers, so not a lot of turnovers against them. But when you look at the important stuff, 8th in net rating and points, that means they're doing well with scoring more points than their opponent and holding them to less. Assists, 2nd. That means they're getting a lot of assists. They are way better at communicating and being team basketball than other people, and the other team is not doing a very good job against them. Rebounds, field goal percentage, all of it. So don't count out this Nuggets team. Simply put, it's a very good basketball team. Communication, offense, defense, good coaching, home court advantage, and they just look like when they want to win, they can win. You have Jokic averaging 26 points, Jamal Murray averaging 20, Porter averaging 16, Gordon averaging 13, Reggie Jackson averaging 10, Caldwell Pope averaging 9, Christian Brown averaging 7, and everybody contributing. Everyone at least puts effort. Maybe Michael Porter Jr. a little less, but everyone puts effort on defense. They communicate. They pass the ball. They don't turn it over a lot. And you watch them against the Warriors last night, you can tell, they want to win this one to show that, they're one of the best teams in the West, and they make it look easy. Whatever Jokic does, I don't know how he does it, but he makes it look like it's not hard for him to do and just keeps on killing it. Look out for the Denver Nuggets. They could win this entire thing again. Back to back, a dynasty might be starting.